Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and you're looking at Angie Lau. She did spend 4 years anchoring for Bloomberg News, but now she has gone on her own with a website that's called Forkast News. Let me show you here. And she is out of Hong Kong, so she's covering the Asian region really well. She's got a podcast too. And because the um, region of Southeast Asia is so hot for Ripple, she had Navin Gupta on about 9 days ago for her podcast. And I think, from what I can tell, the podcast was uploaded onto SoundCloud just 24 hours ago. So I don't think a lot of people have had a chance to listen to it yet. And Mr. Navin Gupta, of course, is the managing director of Southeast Asia and the MENA region, which is the Middle East and Northern Africa. And her podcast for this particular interview lasts about 28 minutes. It's good because not only is it good if you've been in the space for a while, but it's good if you are new to this space, because Navin Gupta has a special talent to really make you understand complicated features for the technology. He does it in a way that everybody can relate to. So when she asked him about, why is Southeast Asia a hotbed? Well, he did bring up the fact that the corridor between Japan and Thailand was the very first in the world. And this technology allowed this country to leapfrog into the brave new world. And yeah, it's really interesting when he talks on numerous occasions about how Ripple is providing this leapfrog. So he used an example of, if you didn't have a phone, you had to then kind of graduate slowly to the landline, and then to 2G, 3G, and then finally to 4G. And gosh, soon we're going to have 5G. But you can see that when you use RippleNet technology, he says you can go from no phone all the way to 4G in one step. So it's very easy to see that it is changing the world, especially in the payments industry, which has been the same for about 50 years. When it comes to the competition, yeah, she thinks that it's noisy, the competition. But Mr. Gupta says that the ILP, the Interledger Protocol, is an open standard protocol that anyone can incorporate into. It's scalable, it's robust, and yeah, it's not a science project. Love that. He says they're really, it's solving real problems now, today. So it is well into a use case. And for the digital currencies, XRP is the most efficient bridge. So we've got the example he gives where if you want to change Hong Kong and transfer that into Philippine pesos, you had to, in the past, use those correspondent banking partners where the money was actually sitting in their country, dormant, or you couldn't touch it. It was part of an expense for maintaining that correspondent banking partner. And then it would, if you had that corridor to transfer, you would take the Hong Kong dollars, transfer it into USD, and then from USD, it would go into the Philippines. But you don't have to do that anymore with XRP. So get rid of that correspondent banking partner business model and free up that 5 to 10 trillion that is sitting in those pre-funded accounts. That is where the value is here for XRP. And you don't have to store XRP in the country that you're actually moving the money to. That's why it is so efficient. So now it goes from Hong Kong dollars to XRP to the Philippine peso. Yeah, I think that if you are still a little blurry on this, listen to the podcast, because he uses a couple of different examples. That's just one of them. So Ripple is working in every single nook and corner, he said, and they are able to deliver this money to 52 countries in real time by riding on the local domestic payment systems. And I think that, yeah, it's just, you're going to hear this leapfrog into the brave new world, which really can illustrate the power of the technology and the use of the digital asset XRP. So Ripple has a strong corridor strategy, he states, and it's instant and it's transparent. And not only for the use in the cross-border remittances, but he talks a little bit about the versatility that XRP has for the micropayments, and it's changing business logic. It's really a very good listen, and I'm just pleased that I found it, because I know if you are new to this space, this is really particularly a good podcast to listen to. I'll put a link down in the section, comment section below this video. All right, I have a funny story. This is coming out of Japan. So I was at this restaurant that's called Caesarea. There's 1,100 of them. It's a huge chain. It's kind of like an Italian, it's a cross between the Olive Garden and a Denny's, if you can follow that one. It's not an expensive place, but it's convenient, and it's consistent, and it's just a lot of bang for your buck. This isn't Michelin star, no, but it's, you can get like a $5 pizza. So if you're wanting to just have, if you got a craving for Italian food and don't want to spend a lot of money, Caesarea for Japan is one place to go. But I was so surprised. I went last Thursday night and I saw a big sign when I left, and it said cash only. And I said, what? What is that? Because you have to realize that we have a huge campaign going on in Japan, and especially Tokyo. It is being really pushed by Koike-san. Koike-san is the governor of Tokyo, and she's pushing merchants really hard to go cashless. And she's also pushing them to give incentives to the consumers to go cashless. Anyway, it's a big push. And not only just for cashless, this is something that she is also pushing the restaurants to go no smoking, which for some, she's getting a lot of pushback. This is a funny one. This is where she is pretty much requiring the magazine companies who make magazines that all the convenience stores have, that are a little bit on the risque side. I'm not saying it's like opening up a Playboy, because there's not nudity, but it's like if you were to open up a pinup magazine, with your favorite pinups, and they might be very, very young, or they might be middle-aged, or they might even be older, but they're all kind of in a sexy pose with lingerie very often. And these are just easily can be picked up, and you can look through them. But Koike-san now is demanding that the magazine companies put a wrap on them, so it covers the front photo. She thinks it's going to be offensive to the foreigners who come to Japan for the Olympics. And then also, I think she doesn't want to have any foreigner make a claim that their child went to the convenience store and picked up one of these magazines, which is easily accessible, and flipped through it and saw some buddy in their underwear. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just think the whole thing is rather ridiculous. But okay, so let's just get back on track. What I was trying to tell you. So the cashless promotion is something that she's pushing very, very hard. With you get discounts as a consumer, and the merchants are also really under pressure to add these systems to their payment options. And this was the actual payment choices you had at Caesarea, the Italian place I was talking about. I remember because there was Rock10. This is AU. They're a mobile carrier, and Origami Pay is big. They just got picked up. They were just acquired a couple days ago. PayPay is huge. That's the one that integrated with the Money Tap that runs on Ripple. Here's Alipay. You could pay also with your Sika card or Passmo card. Those are your train cards. Anyway, they had tons of options, right? Well, now this is what you see. You see these cash only signs. So this is what I saw when I left, and I just couldn't believe it. So I just needed to find out what in the world is going on here. I just thought I would show you what the inside of one of those Caesareas look like. This is very typical. It's comfortable and it's cheap and it tastes okay. So if you're into that, when you come to Japan, I'm going to give it a 2 thumbs up for you to definitely try. Okay, so I found the article of what he is pushing back on, and as the president of the chain, he is feeling that the government should give him those terminals that actually process the cashless payments for free, because he says, if I'm going to pay 1,100 times to put one in each one of my locations, that's a cost. That's too much money. So he is going totally against the grain. If you want to use the koi, jumping up the waterfall, he's gonna make it to the Dragon's Gate, that's for sure. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue his cash only policy till the Olympics and through the Olympics. I don't know. It's going to be something I want to watch and see. Okay, I will now just take you a little bit of XRP community stuff because there are some things happening. There is the 4th version of the new poster, the XRP Community Poster. There's 1,000+ members, and it has the people who are contributing to the community either through Twitter, YouTube, Coil, or the XRP Chat. There are 3 colors for the center XRP logo that you can choose from. There's a standard poster, a limited edition version, and also one where you can actually put the image, custom, put the image of yourself in the middle. They're high quality. They are 82 by 121 centimeters or 33 by 46 inches. You can pay by PayPal, XRP, Ethereum, BTC, Swift. It's so funny. Yeah, you can do a transfer using Swift or Revolut, and WireX are also your options. Anyway, if you're not in here and you feel like you should be, don't worry. Just let Steadis know, and when the next version comes out, I'm sure that if you are contributing in one of these ways, and there's going to be new contributors all the time. That's one wonderful thing about the XRP community is that there are new contributors all the time. So I think you have to be using Twitter, YouTube, Coil, XRP Chat, and maybe in the future when Cinnamon grows, maybe Cinnamon will also be one of those platforms that he draws from. I'm not sure, but it's at Steadis, STEDAS on Twitter. You can find everything you need to know there. And talking about XRP Chat, there's a really good recap that somebody let me know, and I'm sorry, I forgot to get the name before, but on the AMA that I had with Nicholas Steer, he is the founder of Flash FX in Australia. He's a user of the on-demand liquidity, and somebody listened to that AMA I did and then did a recap. It's really good. I think that, I think some people prefer to just read through a recap instead of listening to the entire interview. I can understand how it's very convenient. Okay, and the last thing is to talk about the DLTconLA. This is going to happen May 16th and 17th. That's a Saturday and Sunday. It'll be in not Los Angeles. It'll be in oh my gosh, my brain just went dead. It's going to be just about 20 minutes south of Los Angeles, of the LAX airport in, oh my gosh, am I just blank or what? Do you ever have that happen where just something just goes right out of the brain? Long Beach. Wow. You know, I used to live in LA too, so, and I have some wild stories about Long Beach. Long Beach is, well, it's kind of interesting. This is the Renaissance Hotel at which it will be held at. The Renaissance chain is really nice. I stayed at one in Phoenix 2 years ago, and it was really nice. So I think this one will be good too because it's really close to the waterfront. The waterfront is that's from the room actually, so you can see the port. Long Beach has the second busiest port in the United States. So yeah, and it's got one of the longest in the world. It's a big port, a really big port. And it is also not only just fun, but here is a panoramic view of the port. It has, see this big luxury cruise ship here? That is the Queen Mary, and she's retired. She's an ocean liner that has been sitting there now for a while, but she was turned into not only a hotel, but also a restaurant. And it has an Art Deco, authentic, renovated Art Deco interior, which is just absolutely fabulous. And the ocean liner was in service from 1936 to 1967. You can take just a tour of it inside if you like. It does have nightlife, entertainment, and you can get married there. It has event space. It has casual and fine dining, but I think the most popular, this is what I think most people do, is, oh, I just wanted to show you the interior of the Art Deco. It's really beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Really beautiful. But here is what everybody goes for, and that is the Sunday brunch. And I think it's most famous. It's been called the best Sunday brunch in Los Angeles by many people. And if you get a chance to come to the DLTCon in Long Beach, you might want to consider taking the brunch on the Queen Mary while you're there. Okay, everybody, I really do hope I see everyone. I'm going, and I'm going to be speaking on Saturday at 4:30 in the afternoon, I believe. And I am going to have a promotion to give away a ticket. You can find those tickets are available on the Eventbrite website. It is $150 about. Let me just see if I can find where that was. Can I find that? Yeah, so it's on the Eventbrite website, and 150 pounds is what it's priced at here. So you can do the conversion for your currency, because I know there's people all over the world watching this. So you'll have to do your own conversion from 150 pounds. So it's what starts on that Saturday at 10 a.m., goes to, I think, 6 p.m. in the afternoon. I think Brad Kimes follows me, I think, or maybe, yeah, I think. And I don't want to give the exact schedule because it's very possible that it is going to maybe switch up a little bit depending on depending on last minute changes. But there are a lot of people participating, and it's going to be really fun. Here's a list of some of those. You can see Cyflex is going to be there, and the SPQR Media. Those guys do amazing research. BitTrue is going to be a sponsor, I do believe. Crypto Wizard Notorious. There's going to be a lot of people. I know Aiden Traden is coming. So I will keep you up to date, but if you save those dates, Saturday, May 16th and Sunday, May 17th, I'd love to see you, and we'll get more into the details shortly. Okay, I am now moving, and I'm going to stick with Art Deco. So Art Deco, which is really a beautiful style, not only for jewelry, for architecture, and I love the designs of clothing, the fashion from the Art Deco era. This, though, is in the heart of Tokyo. It's in Shirakanadai, and you can walk to it from the Meguro station, and it was once the residence of Prince Asaka Yasuhiko, and he lived there from 1933 to no. He lived there after he came back from studying in France and traveling through the United States. So from 1933 to 1947 is when he went out of Japan. But when he did, he totally fell in love with the Art Deco movement. So he came back and he built this residence that is just Art Deco at its finest. This is actually the side that you approach when you come into the entry, but it has really two different approachable sides. I don't know, this one feels like the back to me. Let me just show you what the property looks like. Can you believe this? This is in the center of Tokyo. This garden, this greenery, is all part of the house and the resident land. It's amazing to have this in the middle of the city. And it is not expensive to go to. And one of the great things about it is it has different exhibitions that change out about every 6 weeks. So depending on if you come to Tokyo and you want to see it, and the exhibitions are in the house, so you can walk through the home, even go upstairs, and they put the exhibition in all the rooms. So you're walking through the house, looking at the exhibition. I think right now there's a Lalique glass exhibition, and I have gone on 2 of their other exhibitions, and I'm telling you, it's just really a really wonderful experience, and it's a good time. And there's a cafe that they've built that you can sit in the middle of the greenery, because there is a lot of beautiful, not traditional Japanese garden, but more of a European style garden. And they've got a cafe that you can sit and enjoy that after you finish your exhibition. This is inside the home. Can you believe this is a perfume tower? So the princess, when she came back from France, she was the 3rd daughter or the 9th daughter of the Meiji Emperor. So she also fell in love with perfume, and they used to have a perfume tower. It was flowing with perfume. Can you imagine? I just can't imagine, but I'm sure it smelled wonderful. And then this is an example of one of the rooms, and every detail, from the lighting to the hardware on the doors, to the fabric, to the ceiling, everything is been brought to its original grandeur. And if you are a fan of the Art Deco movement, or just love to see something like this, if I gave it 2 thumbs up, that's just not enough. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.